All right, hello everybody. Just wanted to make a quick off-the-cuff video. I don't even remember the last time I made one. I don't know. With the past few videos I've made, other than the code video ones, like the just me talking, I don't know if I don't want the channel to go in the direction of like me being an influencer. I have literally negative desire. I do not want to sell people lies and garbage and memes and all the crap that people are talking about these days. I just wanted an update about the company, my company that I started, and kind of like a motivational, like a yeah. I don't know. It sounds stupid already, but yeah. So in November, through I guess various kind of like everything coming together, my LLC, Full Stack Craft, which is what all the products are under, Code Video. I'm not sure if Wheel Screener is under, if I have any videos on this channel. It might be a separate channel. But the company together, in addition to my trading efforts, exceeded my day job's salary on the month, and just barely, like a few dollars above, but still, that's pretty massive. I mean, granted, half of that for November was about half. Yeah, I think about half was from trading. I did very well, basically mostly short the correction in November. Not all short, some longs, but so did very well on a very, in my opinion, a relatively small account. But you can read about all that, and I blog about all this stuff everywhere. But basically the message is, what I'm trying to say is, like, I'm trying to put across a message like that's positive but doesn't sound like everybody else, like, oh, just stick with it. But it's true. If you're looking to be kind of like the solopreneur, or, even, I don't know, nowadays, I have no idea, like the whole no code space. I'm sure with AI tools, it's gotten easier. It doesn't mean that you can do it without the basics. Knowing the basics of basically tech infrastructure. It's a whole nother video for a whole nother time, but if you keep at it, things eventually start to come together. The way I've seen it is that it's even I was surprised. I mean, of course, I'm biased. Like, I want to build products that people use, and I think, like, I know I'm way too much of an optimist. I think everything will always work all the time, but it takes time. I mean, the Wheel Screener launched in, was it 21? It's so long ago I don't even remember now. Let me check super quick. I've got the official. In March of 2021, and I remember that first. that's back when our, like, the full package was $5, and I got through PayPal $5 a month subscription, and then the next day another $5, and it sounds like so dumb, and I know there's so many videos like this out there where you get your first customer, or your first whatever of people paying for something you've built. But yeah, I probably will remember that for the rest of my life. And then there was a period where I'm more than happy to admit, like, I got lazy. I was like, yeah, this is passive income. I don't need to do anything. But the design of that site was garbage. Wheel Screener original was so bad. Usability, I don't even know if it worked on mobile. I don't even remember anymore. I saw that in our subscriptions and the revenue. So stuff requires work, but like I said, so the point I was getting to is that was 2021, and I didn't see significant revenue for almost basically 2 years. And even now, it's not like I can quit my job based on those revenues. However, I've kind of seen a vision of how all this could work, where it gets to a point where I could do this full time, and that is through multiple SaaS revenue streams. And that's not easy either, because you need one single product to not take up too much time of the others. So if you have bugs, if you have things breaking, then that product is not it's going to take up all your time, and you can't build the features for the others. So let me take a quick pause here. Basically, like what I want this video to be about, as I mentioned, was like a hopeful and positive message, but also a very realistic message. Like, I'm not trying to be some guru guy who says you can get rich quick overnight. I just want to illustrate how much effort, and I hope it's apparent as I'm talking here, how much effort and how much work this has been to get to this point. And I don't expect, like, what happened in November, I expect maybe a quarter of that for this month. It was like that in October. So it's not like that. I mean, it was a very special month for a variety of reasons. For sure, like Black Friday and Cyber Monday helped a lot. It helps also that, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm getting better at marketing and utilizing things like email. I mean, stuff probably to some of you sounds so obvious and so dumb, but took me time to kind of understand. I was always just focused on the software itself, the product itself. I mean, that was for me the most important thing out of anything. If I get an email from a customer like, hey, this is broken, this is not working, or they're like, hey, did you think about building this or this? That's the stuff that I love to do, in which you really have the freedom to do as a solo entrepreneur, to immediately implement, or at least put it on your roadmap. It doesn't get lost in who knows crazy ticketing system and bureaucracy or whatever that you get at larger companies. So there's that. But I think it's just a matter of sticking with it. And like I said, like I had that period from, I was like, yeah, I mean, of course I was building it for a few months after the launch, but there was a good, like, I think like all of 2022, like I didn't really work on it. And I think there was even a period like the whole data retrieval process was broken for like 3 or 4 months. And I didn't even have monitoring up to know that it was broken. Just for example. So it does take a lot of work. It does take maintenance. Even, like, in my opinion, Wheel Screener is very close to being like a complete product. But even then, you have like vendors change their data schema. Sometimes customers come and ask for, features that are actually they're great, like great requests that I never thought of. So still, even then, like, years, it's been 4 years, this product. still requires work from time to time. But yeah, I guess I'm rambling way too much, as I always do. But I'm just trying to say, like, if you keep sticking with stuff and stay curious, you know, it's very hard to know, like, when you're in the thick of it, or when you have like months where, who knows, you churn like all your users, people disappear, or you have like a major bug or something. It feels like you feel like it was like just a waste of time. You know, I had this fairly, yeah, it's not that personal. I mean, it happens to everyone, but I had nights, not for a long time now, but like 2022, 23, like I was just like crying at night. Like I was like, I spent, and not like, I didn't really go through like a depression phase, but like just there were certain nights, you know, towards the end of the week, whatever, Thursday, Friday, you spend all this time and I was just crying. I'm like, is this like all this effort, all this time? And it's like, am I gonna like, what? This is like super depressing, but it's like when I am old and dying, like, am I gonna regret all this like really hard work and time? You know, I spent weekends and evenings after work, you know, even during holiday time doing stuff. It's like, is this just a waste? So the most important thing, again, sounding like the every other video, but you know, a lot of the cliches are true. It's like, the most important thing is that you really enjoy and you believe in the product that you're building, or whatever it is you're doing, and that you're helping people do whatever it is your product is. You're helping them do something, accomplish something better, faster, whatever it is, that you enjoy the journey, including the challenges. That's the best thing that can keep you going, and realize that it is, especially now, even more. I think this will be true. I mean, it's always been true, but even more now than ever, like with AI and all, like anyone can whip up some crappy product overnight, that you stick to it and realize it's a long game. I'm not talking 3 months or 6 months. I'm talking 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Years to build traction. Because the digital, especially like in the digital world, especially, the market's just flooded with, you know, people are flooded with products and ideas every day. So I think, yeah, I think that's about everything I wanted to say. I will try and get back to educational videos. Eventually, that's honestly like where I'd like to be. And unfortunately, due to like how Udemy works and Skillshare, all these platforms, their margins, they basically, how it works, you know, not to be rude or whatever, like I get their whole stance in the marketplace too, but basically they're taking more and more from creators, or making it harder and harder to earn solid revenue, which not everything's about money, but I put also a lot of time into the courses I make, and if I'm not getting paid for it, well, then of course I'm going to work on my SaaS products that pay better. It's just how it is. You know, I got a house to pay for and a family, so it's just how it is. But I do, like, from a personal standpoint, I really enjoy the education stuff, and especially with Code Video, I think I can really produce some quality courses. If anybody still wants to learn from like long format courses, that remains to be seen. I don't know. I don't know how many people are just learning from like Claude or ChatGPT now directly, but I think you're still missing. I think education will always be required because you need a human who understands other humans to teach the content. Because if you don't know the questions to ask, like if you're a complete beginner, you can't just ask Claude or ChatGPT because you don't know what to ask. So I still think there's value in long format and like step-by-step tutorial videos, but if the market believes that, I don't know. I have to make a new course really I think to find out again if the education market is still like that. But yeah, this was just a check-in that things are going really well with the LLC. I am doing, like, in terms of like education, I am doing like a 12 days of dev blog series just for the first 12 days of December. I decided to do that because I had like a big checklist of small things that needed either fixing or implementing or whatever, and I decided that was kind of like a better use of my time than what I usually do, which is the advent of code. And I love that platform. I love doing the challenges and stuff, and making memes with everyone on Reddit. But I decided this year would just be better spent working on and improving my company, especially with the success I've seen in the past few months, and like to keep pushing and building that into 2026. Because that's a lot of other like the tropes you see on social media as well. So I'm 33, and they're like, "Oh, your 30s are your most important." Who knows? I mean, I think every year of your life is important, but maybe it is true. Like if you're in my situation, you've got a house to pay for and a family. I think it is a good setup, a good time span to really get things in order and get things going, which is, of course, what I'm trying to do. So, in summary, if you're like the solo guy or girl, of course, you stick with it. Stick with whatever you're doing. And get creative. You'll know like pretty quickly if the product has traction. The worst thing you can do, and I'm guilty of this, is like keep pushing a product when you don't have any, like if you have a contact form, like you don't hear anything from it. You don't get any subs, nothing happens. It sucks. I know that feeling. Like, it sucks when a product's like that. Just throw it to the graveyard, keep going, find something else. It's just how it has to be. But stick with it. Keep a long-term perspective. If you can stick with something that with the initial traction, something that has the initial traction, and then you can stick with that for 2-3 years, I think it pays out in the end. That's at least what I'm seeing. And again, it's still, who knows how long I have until, or if ever, it may always be a side hustle. It's, I can't predict the future and bet any better than anyone else. But through the revenues I'm seeing, it is starting to feel like this is something I could do, if not full-time, at least part-time. I don't even know how long I've been ranting. 20 minutes. So this was just an update. I have a lot of stuff to get done, especially what I've planned for 2026. I'll post links to everything that I've mentioned and the roadmap that I'm working on. But I do hope to get back to making more like digestible educational videos. Let's say hopefully by the end of 2026. But that's a very soft it's not even a promise. It's a very soft goal. But hopefully then by then most of the SaaS stuff will calm down, be pretty stable. Yeah, I can work on educational stuff and courses for everybody. So yeah, and I think we've gotten just over 500 subs. So if you've been a long time subscriber, or if you're new or whatever, thanks a lot. I mean, I was just posting stuff on my YouTube, thinking it might help people, and yeah, I checked. I don't know. I haven't checked now. It's maybe even higher, but yeah, thank you. And if anything, as always, I hope my content helps you, saves you time from headaches, whatever. I know how it can be as a dev. So yeah, I'm way over time. Every time I want to make like a 5-minute video, it turns into like a 20-minute ramble. I don't know who or if anybody will watch it to this far, but that's all I want to say. And I hope everyone has a great December. Happy holidays for all those who celebrate. And take care. This will probably be my last video this year, or probably definitely my last video this year, but really looking forward to 2026 and everything that's in the pipeline. So take care, everybody, and that's all. Signing off.